new chair of Yorkshire County Cricket Club, has apologised to Azim Rafiq after a report found he was a victim of racial harassment at the club. In his first press conference today, Lord Patel was critical of the investigation that concluded the comments aimed at Rafiq were friendly and good-natured banter.
Let me be clear from the outset. Racism or any form of discrimination is not banter. It's simply not acceptable. This has been a painful and difficult period for Yorkshire County Cricket Club and all those associated with it. I thank Azim Rafiq for his bravery in speaking out. Azim is a whistleblower and should be praised as such, and he should never have been put through this. And I'd like to apologise to him. We're sorry for what you and your family experienced and the way in which we've handled this.
That was Lord Patel, the new chair of Yorkshire County Cricket Club, speaking earlier today. Jamie Rayner's the host of the cricket show for BBC Radio Leeds, and Jamie joins us now. He didn't hold back in his criticism, Jamie. You were there.
Yeah, that's right, Mark, and good evening to you. He was quite damning, really, in the way that the Yorkshire County Cricket Club had handled these allegations of institutional racism made by Azim Rafiq, and you could really sense that in not only the words that he spoke, but the way that he spoke them. And someone who has grown up in the region, a cricket lover, he described his experiences of racism himself growing up and how cricket had saved him coming through as a teenager. To see the club really fall to its knees so drastically over this week-long period, if not longer, certainly saw him not hold back and say some probably hard truths that needed to be said, really.
So much that needs to be done. He said he'd taken some immediate steps in response to the scandal. So what are they?
Yeah, that's right. And he consistently said that he'd only been in the role just less than 72 hours. Of course, he was appointed Friday afternoon of last week, but he'd already outlined 4 key areas that had come into place to really try and help build back the reputation and repair the damage that had been done of late. One of those, to start with, was that they'd settled the Employment Tribunal case with Azim Rafiq. He stressed the importance that there'd be no restrictions hanging over Azim. He could say what he wanted about his experiences during his time at Yorkshire County Cricket Club. And that settlement didn't include a non-disclosure agreement, which was something that had been offered to him. He was quite damning about that fact as well of late. He also said that an independent whistleblowing hotline will be set up that will allow people to come forward and speak about their experiences with confidence and faith, and that they can speak openly so we can try and gain further evidence about what's happening right now at the County Cricket Club. He said he's going to commission an independent special review of the processes in which Yorkshire conducts cases of racial harassment, bullying of all forms, because, again, damning about the process in which had existed recently. And then fourth and finally, Mark, he said that he'd shared the full report. He'd got the report himself and he'd shared it with 4 key people really of legal interest, he felt. That have been Azim Rafiq's legal team, his lawyers. The England and Wales Cricket Board now have possession of the full report, the Equality and Human Rights Commission, and the chair of the DCMS Select Committee, Julian Knight. And of course, that Select Committee will take place next Tuesday, the 16th of November.
And what was in Azim Rafiq's statement that he released shortly after?
Yes, so that came moments after the press conference concluded. He welcomed the sentiment of Lord Patel during his press conference. He thanked his family, the public, politicians, the media, and many players and coaches who'd been in touch with him, both publicly and privately, over this recent time. Most notably, Mark, though, a paragraph that came from this it reads, "This is a good start," he says, Azim Rafiq, "but I want to reiterate my call for the change that must come next, and one that must happen quickly. Mark Arthur and Martin Moxon, Chief Executive and Director of Cricket, respectively, and many of those in the coaching staff have been part of the problem. They have consistently failed to take responsibility for what happened on their watch and must go. I urge them to do the right thing and resign to make way for those who will do what is needed for the club's future."
So I suppose the next big event then, Jamie, is the appearance in front of the Select Committee. Is that where we're looking next?
I would say so, yeah. Next Tuesday, the 16th of November, that Select Committee hearing, which will see Director of Cricket Martin Moxon, Chief Executive Mark Arthur, and former chair now, of course, Roger Hutton, who resigned on Friday last week, answer questions from MPs. Crucially, Azim Rafiq will also be present. He was invited to give evidence with parliamentary privilege at play during that hearing. He will be allowed to say what he wants to say, his experiences, with no legal ramifications to come with that. We will learn a great deal more about his experiences during his 2 spells at the Yorkshire County Cricket Club over the last decade, and of course the allegations of institutional racism he feels happened during his time there.
Jamie, thank you very much. Jamie Rayner, the host of the Cricket Show for BBC Radio Leeds.